Naruto, 10 ways Madara would have been a great Hokage. As one of Konohagakure's founders, Madara Uchiha possessed many suitable qualities for the Hokage role. Madara Uchiha was one of the main antagonists of Naruto and was known for being the mastermind behind every catastrophic disaster throughout the series. However, a question that is often raised within the Naruto community is how different things might have been for Madara if he had become the Hokage. He had an outstandingly bad reputation and was unanimously feared by all in the shinobi world. And although there's no denying that Madara did a multitude of unforgivable things, as the story began unfolding his past, fans learned that the villainous Uchiha warrior had led an incredibly painful life filled with ongoing trauma and conflict. 10. He cared deeply about his brother, showing he would protect those precious to him at all costs. Growing up in an era where children were forced to fight on the battlefield, Madara and Harashiyama's past revealed they had both lost many of their brothers due to ongoing conflict between the Uchiha and Senju clan. Madara swore that no harm would come to his last surviving brother, Uchiha Izuna, and fought mercilessly to protect him from danger, but he was sadly killed by Tobirama Senju. The irrevocable love Madara had for his younger brother demonstrates the great lengths he would go to in order to save those who are precious to him. This means that as the Hokage, he would have thrived to protect Konoha and its villagers. 9. He is known as one of the most powerful shinobi in history. Madara was considered an anomaly due to the breadth of his power and was recognized as the strongest Uchiha of his lifetime, killing many Senju clan members before he'd even activated his Sharingan. Even after his death, any mention of his name would provoke fear amongst shinobi. His boundless abilities include mastery of all 5 fundamental nature transformations and proficiency in Yin release, Yang release, Wood release, and Storm release. He was also the first human ever to awaken the Rinnegan. 8. He loved Konohagakure, even gave the village its name. Finally, after decades of war, the long rivalry between the Senju and Uchiha seemingly came to an end, and Konohagakure was built to symbolize their newfound truce. Madara was immensely proud of the village he built with Harashiyama and had high hopes that it would mark the beginning of peace. More so, it was Madara who actually named Konohagakure, which literally means village hidden in the leaves, after he picked up a leaf and looked at the village through it. 7. He was extremely intelligent, managed to cheat death twice. Knowing that he couldn't beat Harashiyama, Madara rewrote his death after he was fatally stabbed using Izanagi, a genjutsu ability performed with the Sharingan that allows its user to turn imagination into reality. Once he was returned to life, Madara sought out the demonic statue of the Outer Path, aka the Geto Mazo, infused it with Harashiyama's cells, and connected it to himself. This kept him alive long enough to successfully bring Obito on board with his plan, where he was brought to life again during the Fourth Great Ninja War. It's fair to say the majority of his intelligence was used for dangerous motives, but perhaps he would have achieved incredible things if he were to use his intellect for the greater good as the Hokage. 6. He was a fearless warrior, no one enjoyed fighting more than him. The Hokage has a responsibility to protect the village from both external and internal threats. Although his tendency to enjoy fighting historically drove him into disastrous situations, if it has to be done, there's no one more suited for charging into the forefront of the battlefield than Madara. 5. Madara was less naive than Hashirama. Hashirama was an excitable man with a vibrant personality who was desperate for peace, so he consistently worked hard to stop any indication of potential conflict. Hashirama was often considered naive and unrealistic by his close peers, particularly his younger brother Tobirama, who regularly kept him in check. Although the creation of Konoha brought momentary peace, Madara understood that Hashirama's ideals would never truly prevent war for a prolonged period of time, and unlike Hashirama, he wouldn't have bowed his head so easily to the other Kage during the first 5 Kage summit. 4. He acknowledged the strength of others. After Hashirama's father discovered that Madara was part of the Uchiha clan, both respective clans used Madara and Hashirama to set a trap at the river where they spent time together. Despite being a child prodigy, Madara acknowledged those who were stronger than him. So when his father asked if he could win against Hashirama at his current strength, Madara responded that if he were to fight him now, he would lose. 3. He only ever wanted peace even though his desired goal was evil. Before it was revealed that Madara had been manipulated by Black Zetsu the entire time, his plan to trap humanity under an illusion using the infinite Tsukuyomi was executed with the intention of bringing true peace to the world. There's no doubt that his idea was incredibly warped, but Madara truly wanted to bring good in his own way, even if this meant a false sense of peace. 2. He suggested the idea that peace could be achieved in the first place. In the end, before he died for the final time, Madara and Hashirama shared a heartfelt moment where he reflected on the path he chose to follow. He admits that while his dream was squashed, Hashirama's dreams continue to live on. Hashirama reminds Madara that when they were young, Madara once said, "We're shinobi, and we don't know when we'll die. And for neither side to die, we both have to reveal what's inside of us and pour each other drinks to toast like brothers." So as Madara took his last breath, Hashirama offered to drink together. To which Madara agreed. 1. He was a strong candidate to be the first Hokage of Konoha. Once the village was built, Hashirama appointed Madara as the first Hokage, but Tobirama strongly expressed his hesitance toward his older brother's decision. Tobirama requested that the leader of the village should be decided by a vote, and as Hashirama was both stronger and more popular between the pair, he instead became the Konohaga's first Hokage.